All right. Okay. So today I just went to the sauna, so I'm like sweating already. Good start. So, okay. Welcome, gentle yoga on Wednesday. Thanks for being flexible about Monday. I was like literally in the grave on Monday. So, I'm feeling a lot better now, obviously. But okay, so today's class, so it's Capricorn season and astrology, which is this season of like pushing and like goal setting. And it was just a new moon in Capricorn, which is the new moons are really a time to like reflect on what you want in life and set goals, set intentions, all of these things. And so we just had a new moon in Capricorn. So Capricorn's this season of like ambition and pushing. And it's kind of like this masculine push. So we kind of have gone over like the masculine and the feminine. So this is like that push, that go, that like, what do you want and how can I get it? And so we will have a largely restorative class today. However, because it's Capricorn season and because it's the season of like push and go, we will be doing a little ab sequence. And I said it's largely restorative. I told Oliver it was restorative to get him to do it, but you don't have to do the abs. You can just lie there. That's fine. Okay. So we also will need a blanket. If you're on like hardwood floor, then you might need a blanket or a towel. If you're on carpet, you'll probably be fine. Yeah, perfect. And just make sure it's like folded up so that it can go under your knee at certain points. Okay. And we're also going to start with some strong, powerful breath work. So take a moment to get comfortable in your seat. And we're going to go from our grounding meditation straight into our breath work. All right. So take a moment and seated to fidget, readjust. Get nice and comfortable. Start to soften through the eyes. Soften the space behind the eyes. Unclench and relax the jaw. Relax through the tongue. Soften through the front and back of the heart space. Relax and release through the belly. Let all that belly goodness just be loose and soft. Bring the awareness to the root of the body and soften through the root. Notice the body heavy on the earth. Notice the hands heavy on the legs. And bring a moment to just focus on what your intention is for today's practice. If you feel like you'd like more of a grounding practice today or a grounding intention, bring the palms facing down. You'd like to receive, get energy, whatever that means, any kind of receiving, bring the palms facing up. And just take a moment and reflect on what you feel your body moving towards, grounding or receiving. And bring the palms to reflect that intention. Start to notice the breath. Notice where in the body the breath feels like it's flowing, any places it feels smooth and wonderful, and any places it feels choppy or sticky. Notice without judgment, and keep the body, the jaw, the shoulders soft. Bring the awareness to the belly space, and as you inhale, inhale into the belly space. Sweet exhale out the mouth. Inhale, belly space. Sweet exhale out. One more time, deep inhale. Fullest, sweetest exhale. Seal the lips, start to inhale and exhale. And then I invite you today to bring this intention in of sitting with discomfort. So even some of the restorative stretches might bring up some physical or mental feelings of discomfort. And just take a moment and see if you can be open to that. No need to run to it with open arms or embrace it. Just a gentle openness is all that's being asked of you today. Whenever you're ready, bring the arms up overhead. Eyes can stay closed or blink open to just see what is going on the screen. Bring the thumbs facing up and then straight into a Kapalbhati for 2 minutes. Go ahead and begin. If at any point you start to feel lightheaded, please listen and slow down or take long, slow inhales and exhales. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and begin. 2 minutes, Kapalbhati. Keep going nice and strong. Last 10 seconds. Speed up or slow down for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, hands down. Let the breath return to its natural rhythm. Notice any shift in the physical and energetic body. So prana is that energy, that life force energy within us that rides the breath. So as we do these pranayamas, these breath works, we influence the prana. So just take a moment and notice if you feel a shift in the prana of the body. And then go ahead and blink the eyes open. And we're going to move into our physical postures. And we're going to make our way straight into a 90-90 lunge. So go ahead and take your time getting there. We're going to bring the left foot forward first. I'm going to move the camera back. Oliver's going to be in Shavasana the whole time. Okay. He said no. He wants to see what a 90. Come on, camera. A 90-90 lunge is all right. So 90-90 lunge is just like this. And I guess I have to move the camera back even farther. So it's just like a normal lunge, yeah. All right. Ooh, come on. Why? Okay, there we go. All right, yes, and we've arrived. All right, so we're in this 90-90 lunge. Take a moment. If the right toes are tucked under, make sure that they are straight. And we're going to be focusing today on the myofascial front lines of the body. And the front line runs through, well, starting back here, runs forward, down, through the quad, and all the way down. So we're going to be focusing a lot today on this area of the body. And this is kind of our check-in point. So take a moment here. Bring awareness to the pelvis. Find that pelvic tilt where the tailbone lengthens down. The front of the pelvis comes up. You might need a blanket under that right knee here. All right. Get tall through the crown of the head. Push the right knee into the ground. Breathe here. And then we're going to start to come forward into that left knee. And do your best here to keep that pelvic tilt, as weird as it is. It's going to be a little funky because obviously the pelvis tips forward here. Do your best to keep that pelvic tilt. And then we're going to cactus the arms here. Flare the ribs. So normally we don't flare the ribs. So today, flare the ribs. Sternum lifts up. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Breathe here. Notice how this feels in the heart space and in the quad. Why are you laughing? And then slowly come all the way back. Go ahead and bring your block under the right hand, so a little bit forward to the right. The pelvis forward, right hand to the right block at the highest setting. And then kind of twist the shoulders to the left. Notice how that feels. Breathe here. And slowly come back to 90-90. And then go ahead and bring that right block, or the block, anywhere in front of you. And then once again, let the pelvis drip forward. Right hand can come to the block. And then start to reach the right toes towards the booty. Notice how this feels here. Take a look back and just notice where the foot is in space. Maybe left hand comes to the block and you reach for the right foot with the right hand. Is it close? About how many hands width distance are you away? Maybe you grab it. Either way, start to bring the heel towards the booty. Just notice how it feels. Notice where it is in space, and then release. All right, other side. Let's make our way into a tabletop. Hands down, step the left foot back. Few cat-cows here. Rinse it out. Oh, Melinda, I liked what you said too about doing cat-cows in bed, because that's what I was doing on Monday. I was like, oh, it's bad. It knocks you out, that thing. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round through the spine, tuck the chin. And take a moment to find stillness in tabletop. Maybe notice already if there's any shift. And then when you're ready, step the right foot forward. And maybe bring the blanket under the left knee this time. Go ahead and come all the way up. Make sure that the block is ready. to be under the left hand. All right, so we're here in the 90-90. Find that pelvic tilt of the pelvis. That was redundant. Press the left knee into the mat. Get tall through the crown of the head. Notice how this feels in the left quad. And then whenever you're ready, start to pelvis drop forward. Hand can come onto the block if you need. Make sure the back toes are untucked. Keep the pelvic tilt in the pelvis. So redundant. Keep that pelvic tilt, that posterior pelvic tilt. If your hand is on the block, get light on the block. We come to cactus the arms. Flare the ribs, sternum pulls up. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Notice how this feels. Notice if there's strain. Slowly come out of this. And then once again, back into that where you let the pelvis drip forward. Left hand comes to the block. Right hand can either come anywhere on that right leg, the outside of the right leg, and a little bit of a twist here. Shoulders twist to the right. Notice how that feels. And then slowly come all the way back to 90-90. I forgot the last one. Oh, it's the one where we reach back. All right, one more time. Drop the pelvis down. And this time, right hand can maybe reach to the block. Go ahead and bring the left toes towards the left booty. Maybe the left hand reaches back. Maybe it grabs it, maybe not. No matter what, look back at the left foot. Notice where it is in space. Notice the sensation in the left quad and psoas. Woo. Whenever you're ready, bring that left heel even more to the booty. And then slowly release. And then hands come to the mat. Back into tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And exhale, round through the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale. All right, go ahead and come back into neutral. And then we're gonna make our way onto our belly. Make sure you have your ball or your balls with you. And your blanket. So I'm gonna use a pillow today instead of a blanket. All right. So we're making our way onto our belly. We're gonna come into Sphinx Pose here. Just for a moment. We're here in Sphinx. Make sure your ball or balls and blanket are nearby. We're here in Sphinx Pose. Press the ground away with the forearms. Start to drag the floor towards the body. Claw the hands into the mat. Open the heart towards in front of you. Breathing here. And then go ahead and find a softness in this posture in the upper body. And we're going to bring I'm trying to think what's the best way to demo this. Let's bring the left leg up into half frog. So just to demo what I'm doing on the left side, my left leg is lifted like this in this half frog pose, knee aligned with booty, ankle aligned with knee. So we're doing this on the left side. This is where your blanket or pillow, probably a blanket's better, might come in under the left knee if you need it. Yeah, perfect. All right, few breaths here. Option 2, bring the awareness to the left thigh and magnetize the left thigh down. Breathe here. All right, so this is where the good happens, and this is where that mental strength will also come in, because what we're about to do is not the most comfortable thing in the world. Stay where you are. I'm just adjusting my light. Okay. So if you have two balls, you want them together like this. Okay, Oliver. Or in a sock, like rolled up in a sock, like a peanut. If you have one ball is fine. So whatever you have, you're gonna put it under the right quad, the right quad. So just under the psoas. So where the leg connects to the pelvis, there's a little bit of a divot. Make sure it's under that divot. So we want it at the top of the quad muscle. And I'm going to do a demo because Oliver's confused, which means other people are probably confused. So this is where the hip connects to the pelvis. The psoas, we want to go just under that. So just the top of the quad. Does that make sense, Melinda? Okay. All right. So we're here in this funky half frog. Notice how that feels. And we're going to start to rock the pelvis to the right, rock the pelvis to the left. So you might feel the kind of like choo-choo, choo-choo, choo-choo as you go over, like that ropey muscle. Just breathe. My temperature just shot up 1,000,000 degrees. All right. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Go ahead and pause. All right. We're going to squeeze the quad, squeeze the muscles of the right leg so that we're almost like pushing the balls out from the quad. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. Once again, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push the balls out from the quad and relax. One more time. Squeeze and relax. Go ahead and move the balls down the quad or the ball. Find a new space on the quad, a little lower. And then come back to that half frog with the left leg. Notice how this feels. Painful for me. I'll just say, I feel sensation. And then whenever you're ready, start to rock the pelvis to the left, to the right, so that you feel the ball going over that ropey muscle of the quad. Ooh, doggy. Oh, is it? Okay, good. Oliver said this is better for him. I'm like actively sweating right now. How are you doing, Melinda? Okay. It's a sensation. Whew. Okay. Find stillness. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Press the balls out from the quad and relax. Again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. One more time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And soften. All right. Go ahead and once again, move the balls a little bit more down. This will be the last little new space we find in the quad. So just keep that in mind as you find this new space. Take a moment here. Notice how this feels compared to the rest of the spaces that you've already addressed and met in your quad. Whenever you're ready, start to gently, start to move to the left and the right. Super gently. Stay with the breath. Oliver is freaking out right now. Ooh, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. And then find stillness. Press the quad away from the balls. You can do it. Press, 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 and relax. 2 more times. Squeeze, squeeze, and relax. Last time. Squeeze, 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 and relax. Pause here. Bend the right knee. Option to stay, option to move the right leg to the left and to the right and go over that ropey muscle of the quad. This is where that Capricorn season comes in. This is restorative, technically. Is it relaxing? Maybe not. So feel free to, come to those mantras like, I can do hard things. Sitting with the discomfort. My palms are so sweaty right now. Go ahead and find stillness. Extend the right leg. Somehow, however you want, release the ball from the right side and just bring it to in front of you. Extend the left leg long. Take a moment here, especially in these classes where we are like holding uncomfortable postures for longer periods of time. We want to make sure that we acknowledge when a shift has happened in the body. So go ahead and just take a moment, bring the awareness to the quads, both of the quads. Does one feel different from the other? I sure as hell hope so, because we just did a lot of work there. Whew. Take a moment, soak it in, notice any shift. And then let's get back into the burner baby. Bring that right leg up this time into half frog. Maybe, that's nice, that little pad or blanket. Yeah, that's really cool. Under the right knee. Huh? That's okay. It doesn't matter. All right, so we're here in half frog. Take a moment here. Bring the awareness to the right quad or the right thigh and magnetize the right thigh down. Few breaths here. All right, and then whenever you're ready, grab your ball. Bring the ball under the top of the left quad or the highest area of the left quad, not the psoas, the quad. Now we know how it feels. Notice how this side feels different if it does. Oliver's crying right now, so this side feels different for him than the first side. And then whenever you're ready, start to shift the pelvis to the left, to the right. You might feel that. Stay with the breath. Come back to that intention of welcoming or sitting with the discomfort. The body is experienced through sensations. We're feeling the sensation of our quad. Find stillness. Squeeze the quad so that you're pushing out the balls. And relax. 2 more times. Squeeze. And relax. Last time. Squeeze. And relax. Ooh. All right. Go ahead and move the ball lower on the quad. This will be our second out of 3 points here on the quad. So just know that as you pick your spot. Settle in and then start to move to the left and to the right with the pelvis. Going over the quad muscle. Man, the legs are so strong. There's so much muscle in the legs. It's crazy. And we're feeling all of it right now. What a blessing. What a beautiful blessing. Find stillness. Start to squeeze the left quad. Squeeze. You can do it. I can do hard things. Relax. Start to squeeze the quad. And relax. Last time. Squeeze the quad. A little bit more. Get the ball out of the quad and relax. And then go ahead and move the ball down one last time. Know that this is the last hit stop. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Take a moment, settle in. Whenever you're ready, start to move the pelvis left to right. Oh my gosh. Okay, breathe here. It's easy to say all the nice things when I'm not in crippling pain. Breathe here. Come back to the intention of sitting with discomfort. This is so temporary. Find stillness. Squeeze the quad. Press that ball out of the quad like you're pressing a toxic person away from you. No, thank you. and relax. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Get the ball out of the quad and relax. Whew. Last time. Push the ball away from the quad and relax. Bend through the left knee. Shift the left leg back and forth. Oh my gosh. All right. And then go ahead and extend the right or the left leg. Move off of the ball or remove the ball. Extend both legs long, and we come back into this Sphinx pose, relaxed Sphinx pose. Whew. All right. Go ahead and bend both of the legs. Let the knees or the feet fall to the left and the right. All right. Slowly come back into tabletop. And then make your way onto your bootay. From here, we're going to move into our ab segment that will also be opening through the front line of the body. So we're going to be moving from a boat pose. So boat pose has many layers to it, and we'll be doing option for a different layer each time. So we'll be moving from a version of this, a version of boat pose, to a reverse plank. So we'll be going like this, and then we'll extend the legs out. Hands come kind of by the hips, right behind the hips. Maybe fingers back, maybe fingers forward, whatever feels best. And then you lift the hips, activate the core, and press the heart up. So we're opening through the heart space and using the core. All right, so we're gonna move. We're gonna do 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 times. Ready, set, come on, baby, you can do it. Okay, you can jump in after the first round. All right, so go ahead and find your boat pose, hands behind the knees. Heart comes high for 5, 4, heart comes higher, 3, nice, 2, on 1, legs extend out, hands behind you. Lift the hips, we're here for 5, open through the heart, 4, press the ground away, 3, 2, on 1, drop the booty down, back into boat, hands behind the knees. Tap the toes down one at a time for 5, 4, maybe the hands release, 3, 2, on 1, reverse plank. We're here for 5, 4, 3, open through the heart, 2, on 1, back down. Back to boat, option to stay in layer 1, option to extend the arms wide for 3. Heart comes high for 2. On 1, reverse plank. We're here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, on 1, back into bow. Option for arms wide and toe touches. We're here for 5, 4, 3, heart comes higher, 2, on 1, back into plank. We're here for 4, 3, 2, lift a little higher. On 1, slowly release down. Last boat pose, arms come high. Maybe you extend the legs long or one or both of the legs for 4, 3, nice, 2, on 1, last plank. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, slowly release down. Crisscross applesauce, whatever feels good. Take a moment, let the breath come back to its natural rhythm. Whew. Come back to that intention with the hands grounding, palms facing down, palms facing up for receiving. Your intention is grounding. Feel the heaviness of the sit bones. Feel the body on the earth. Feel the realness of your body as your hands are facing down, touching the body. If the palms are facing up, take a moment, feel a lightness through the heart space, the upper chakras. Notice all that you're receiving by pushing yourself here. What do you receive when you push past those feelings of discomfort, or when you sit with the discomfort? Whenever you're ready, blink the eyes open. And then we're going to do, I was going to do shoulder flossing, but I think we've done enough mean stuff today. Let's bring the hands to cactus arms, pinch the shoulder blades together, and drip the elbows down. Breathe here. Bring the awareness to the sternum and imagine there's a string at the sternum that just lifts the sternum a little bit higher. Yes, beautiful. Pinch the shoulder blades. And relax, hands to the knees. Interlace the fingers, bring the hands behind the head. Inhale, open through the heart space, press the back of the head into the hands. As you exhale, round through the spine, elbows to touch, or almost to touch. We're energetically close. Inhale, open the heart, open the elbows. Exhale, close. 3 more times on your own time. Stay with the breath. Nice. We'll meet in that open pose with the heart open. Gently press the hands into the back of the head and the head into the back of the hands. And then slowly come back to neutral spine. Release the arms. And then we're going to come back into that low lunge. So go ahead and make your way back into the low lunge. And we'll start with the left leg forward. So this is like our check-in again to see, okay, I think we all know like whether or not those postures we did at the ball, whether or not that did anything for us, but this will be where we can kind of measure it on a more literal level, more than just sensation. Once again, if you need to bring that extra padding under the right knee, go ahead and do so. Make sure the block is over to the right where you can find it easily. All right. Find that posterior tilt with the pelvis. Press the right knee into the ground to get tall through the crown. Deep inhale here. As you exhale, drop the pelvis down. Try to keep that posterior tilt. Right hand to the right block, and then shoulders move towards the left. Notice here, is there any shift in sensation? Come back through to the 90-90. And once again, pelvis drops down. Left hand comes to the block this time. Shoulders shift over to the right. Right heel to the booty cheek. Notice where it is in space. Maybe grab towards your foot with your hand. Notice if there is any shift here. And then slowly release. And come back into tabletop. Switch it out. This time, right leg steps forward. Block is kind of forward and to the left. Deep inhale here. Whew. Exhale, pelvis drops. Left hand to the left block. Shoulders twist to the right. Notice the sensation. Has it shifted? Slowly come back through to center. 90-90. When you're ready, drop through the hips once again. This time, right hand to the block. Shoulders go towards the left and reach towards the left foot. Left foot reaches towards the booty. Notice where the foot is and has it shifted at all from the beginning? Maybe so, maybe not. It's all good. And then whenever you're ready, gently release. Come back into tabletop. And we're here for a few moments in cat-cows. Take your time rolling through. And then find stillness. All right, so we're gonna move into truly a more restorative posture now. You'll need a block and a pillow or a block and something under your head. Because what we're going to do is we're going to bring the block. If you have an option to between foam blocks and cork blocks, this is when you'd want a foam block. So we're going to, can you actually be my demo really fast? Come over here. And then face that way. Yeah. Okay, so we want the block under the thoracic spine, so like right under the ribs. So his shoulder blades are right here. And so the block would go like right there, right under the shoulder blades or right between the shoulder blades. So thank you, baby. So that's where we want the block to be, under our thoracic spine. If you have a second block, the second block can be, and the first block will be, oh, can you hear me? Oh, did it cut out? Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. What? Yeah, so the first block is like this on the ground behind the thoracic. The second block is under the head on the second setting of the block. So it's a little higher up. If you don't have a second block, a pillow or a blanket is just fine under the head. And if you don't have any blocks, then you can use blankets. Roll blankets for this. There might be a bit of a gap between the thoracic spine and the pillow. And if it feels like you can't breathe and really uncomfortable, then maybe readjust it. So like your block could probably go a little higher all over. Does that feel okay like that? So take your time. So it's really just a heart-opening posture. Bring the arms in a comfortable position so that they're long by your sides. The arms are an extension of the heart space. So just open up through the heart space through the arms. Legs can be bent, soles of the feet on the ground. Maybe feet are wide, knees knocked together. Or you can bring the legs long, or you can bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Whatever feels the most restorative for you here. Find a softness in the breath. Can you find a softness through the heart space? This posture really works with the pec minor, which is connected to the ribs. So as we release through this muscle, it often becomes a little easier to breathe since our rib cage can physically expand a little bit more. Can you soften through the head, through the face, the jaw? If at any point any of this becomes a little painful or uncomfortable, feel free to fidget and readjust and get comfier. There's no extra points for suffering. Ever. Unless you're doing boat pose to reverse plank, but that's a different story. Come back to the softness of the breath. And physically imagine or visually imagine the rib cage just blossoming open here as you breathe. With each round of breath, it becomes easier and easier to inhale and exhale. Bring the awareness to the hands, the arms, growing out like branches from the heart space. Soften across the shoulders, through the elbows. Relax through the hands, the joints of the fingers. Feel a heaviness in the palms. And then as we move into Shavasana, option to stay here if this feels beneficial to you, or option to slowly roll off the blocks and come into your traditional Shavasana posture. Choose whatever feels most beneficial, maybe covering yourself with a blanket as you do so. Here in Shavasana, bring your awareness to the space between the eyes and soften through that space. Feel the body heavy and supported by the earth. And take this time to receive any and all of the benefits of your practice. Begin to, without moving, bring your awareness back into the fingertips. Start to notice the toes. And then with as much gentleness and softness as possible, begin to awaken through the fingers, the wrists, awaken through the toes and the ankles. Hug the knees in towards the chest and roll onto your side in the fetal posture. Take a moment here to thank yourself for showing up, for pushing yourself in all the ways, for having the discernment of knowing when to push and when to rest. Thank yourself for sitting with the discomfort. When you're ready, begin to prop yourself up back into seated. Take your time arriving. And we'll finish with a few long, deep breaths. Bring the hands back to the knees or the thighs, hands reflecting that intention that you set at the beginning of class. Bring the awareness to the rib cage or that bra strap line area around the rib cage. And as you inhale, expand through this space. And take an easy, natural exhale. Inhale, expand through this space. Sweet, natural exhale. Continue with this breath pattern. Inhale, expand through the ribs. Exhale, release. On the next inhale, hold at the top. Sip in a little bit more through the mouth. And exhale, open mouth. Inhale to the top. Pause. Sip in a little bit more air, like sipping through a straw. Exhale, open mouth. Last one. Deep inhale. Pause. Sip in through a straw. Pause. Exhale, release. Whenever you're ready, blink the eyes open. Namaste. Thank you for joining, Melinda. How you feeling? That was kind of a